What's up, everybody? It's your boy Aero Axel, bringing you guys another video here on Team Next Phase. Now, I'm super excited to get into today's video. Today I'm going over my top worst starter final evolution Pokemon. Now, I know everybody has a favorite starter evolution, and I'm pretty sure some of the ones on my list are some of your favorites. So remember, this is my opinion. By all means, this is not a be-all, end-all list. So go ahead, leave the comments in the comment section below what your least favorite Pokemon starter final evolutions are, so we could have an amazing discussion. So with that being said, let's just get right into the list and figure out which Pokemon I dislike the most. Alright, so let's kick off our list. Starting at number 5, we have Meganium. Shouts out to the Johto region, my favorite region of pretty much all 8 generations. Brought us some of the most memorable Pokemon of all time. Now, as I mentioned, by all means, the Pokemon that I'm choosing are not terrible, but these are my least favorite starter evolutions, except for the number 1 spot, and I'll get into number 1 why I hate that Pokemon so much. But coming in at number 5, I picked the Johto Grass starter, Meganium. So if you think about Johto region, you don't really think about Meganium too often. Usually Feraligatr or Typhlosion are the first Pokemon that come to mind, and obviously the most popular Pokemon of that region. Meganium is beautiful, and Meganium finally got some spotlight and some love with the most recent Pokemon Snap being on the cover of the game itself and being the first Illumina Pokemon. Kind of brought Meganium to the top of this least liked list because I kind of gained a little bit more respect for Meganium and actually really enjoyed that experience. But if we look at its base stats, base stat total is 525, defense at 100, special defense at 100, so slightly bulky but not the greatest in terms of stats. And its its hidden ability, which is Leaf Guard, prevents status conditions in the sun. Obviously, if you're running a sun team, it'll be pretty cool to have a Pokemon that doesn't get a status condition, but everything Meganium can do, Venusaur could do 10 times better in the sunlight, so kind of doesn't really make Meganium the number 1 choice. And I've honestly never seen a Meganium in any competitive play, so unfortunately, stat-wise, Meganium has not really seen the best of love and best of usage in the actual competitive games. But you know, hopefully there's some future Mega Evolutions or some kind of forms that the rest of the starters will end up eventually getting, and hopefully we can see Meganium hit that top of the list soon. Coming in at number 4, we got Chestnut. Chestnut being the Kalos final grass starter. Chestnut to this day still does not look like a Pokemon to me. When I first saw the leaks of Pokemon X and Y, and I saw Greninja, I saw Chestnut, I saw Delphox, I did not think those were real because they all did not at that time look like Pokemon, and I still think Chestnut does not. It doesn't fit the evolution line of Chespin and Quilladin the way that you normally would see starters go. Like, if you look at Chestnut, does not look like it comes from Chespin at all. And one of the main reasons is obviously the big difference in the color scheme, which is super funny because if you look at the shiny Chestnut, it has the exact same colors as Chespin and Quilladin. That should have been the regular colors for Chestnut, and then the colors that we have here could have been its shiny form. I think the shiny Chestnut looks 10 times better than the way that this Chestnut does, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and that's how we got it. But looking at its base stats, 530, amazing defenses, 122 defense, attack is 107. I've seen Chestnut in competitive play, and its ability Bulletproof, which allows ball and bomb moves to not do as much damage, is an amazing move, and obviously Spiky Shield is also an amazing move for it to have. So competitive wise, Chestnut does have some viability and has been used before, but super slow, 64 base speed, so unless you're running a Trick Room team, Chestnut's not going to really be able to get that many hits in before it gets taken out, especially if it gets hit with special defense moves. 75 special defense does not really do it any justice. So Chestnut, in terms of design, is definitely one of my least favorite starter evolution Pokemon, and that's why it hit number 4 on the list. Alright, so number 3, I might get a little bit of hate for this one, but Samurott is number 3. Now, when we look at the unit of starters, we have Superior, we have Emboar, and we have Samurott. Now, I used to like Samurott more than I liked Emboar, but as time went on, especially when Emboar Shiny got revealed, and I finally saw what Emboar Shiny looked like, its blue flames look absolutely incredible. And Samurott also is another Pokemon that doesn't follow the evolution line. When we look at Oshawott, when we look at Dewott, I love Dewott because Dewott looks so badass. It has the, you know, the samurai kind of bottom piece, uses the shells as razors. It was going in that direction where it was going to be a boss samurai otter Pokemon. Samurai goes on all fours, which makes it, I feel, just look awkward. It just looked awkward to me, and I didn't even know that it was hiding a sword in its shell in its arm until I think it was on the DS. They released the 3D Pokemon Pokedex, and we were able to see the Pokemon in some new animations we've never seen before, and Samurai pulled it out of his arm. I was like, this should have been one of its main features, and this would have made the Pokemon so much better. It would have fit the samurai theme that it was going for. But Samurai, honestly, I think is missed potential in terms of design. I think it should have continued staying on two hind legs and kind of went with the same kind of theme that Dewott was going with. But unfortunately, this is the Samurai we got. But looking at its base stats, 528 base stat total. Special attack is 108, which is pretty decent. So it has a good attack and a good special attack split. So you can kind of run Samurai in multiple different varieties. If you want to go with a physical attacker, if you want to go with a special attacker, you have the ability to do that. Its ability, its hidden ability, Shell Armor, prevents critical hits, which is always great to have. But you know, how often do critical hits actually land unless it's the Pokemon's ability or they have a held item that increases the ability of critical hits. So it's not the most viable ability when it comes to other abilities out there, but it's not a terrible one at that. The reason why Samurai is number 3 is because I feel like it is missed potential. It could have had a much more better design than one it has right now. And honestly, out of the Unova starters, Samurai, unfortunately, I think it gets the short end of the stick. Singing its way to number 2, we have Primarina. Primarina, let me tell you something. Pokemon Sun and Moon, as much as people had mixed opinions about that game, some people loved them, some people hated them. I was one of the people that loved Sun and Moon. I love the Alola region. I love how different the take was on the Pokemon adventure with the trials, with the different islands and going to the different islands. I loved Pokemon Sun and Moon. Honestly, I really did. The starter evolutions, the Decidueye is in my top 5 favorite starter final evolutions. Incineroar definitely came up there as well, especially when he made his introduction in Super Smash Bros. Really brought Incineroar to life. But Primarina, I just feel is just not good. It's not good. Popplio, not my most favorite, you know, first stage starter either. And I think the thing with me is I'm not the biggest fan of Pokemon that stick to a specific style, right? Especially when it comes to starter evolutions. And Primarina is just like a mermaid. It's basically a mermaid or a siren. I know, you know, that's the kind of basis that it comes from, is like a mermaid slash siren type Pokemon. I don't know, the design is just too out there for me. But competitive wise, Primarina is not terrible either. We have a 530 base stat with a beautiful 126 special attack and a pretty bulky special defense at 116. Liquid Voice is its hidden ability, so similar to Pixelate, it makes normal type moves become water type moves, which is always really great when you can make a regular typing into the typing that it gets stab boost from. So Liquid Voice is a pretty decent ability compared to the abilities that we've seen on the previous Pokemon on the list. But at the end of the day, competitive wise, Primarina I think holds up pretty well. It's been used in a lot of Trick Room teams and does a lot of damage, especially with the special attack. So competitive wise, Primarina is not terrible. It's just the design of the Pokemon that really does not land with me. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's up there with one of the more majestic looking Pokemon. I think if Primarina was possibly maybe, let's say, like a mythical or a legendary Pokemon or something in that vein, or like one of those standoff Pokemons, just a single stage Pokemon, no evolutions, no pre-evolutions, just a really majestic Pokemon that you find in the water, I think it might have done a little bit better, but not as a final starter evolution. Primarina is just, I just feel kind of missed the ball on something that could have been really, really cool. All right, we made it. We made it to number 1. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this moment to talk about Delphox. Delphox is by far, and I know there's Delphox fans out there, but I'm sorry. Delphox is by far the worst final starter evolution of all time. And I will debate this to the end of time and tell you that every single time. I don't think there's anything that's going to make Delphox any better to me. It's always going to be my least favorite starter unless they, Generation 9 or 10 has something 10 times worse than this. But Delphox is the epitome of just missed potential. When I looked at Fennekin, when they first revealed the Kalos starters, you had Froakie, you had Fennekin, you had Chespin. They all looked great to me. Did not know where their evolutions were going to go, but I was Team Fennekin from day one. I said, a Fire Fox, this thing is going to be awesome when it gets into its final form. Then Braixen got revealed, and I was like, there it goes. They're taking the four-legged starters and putting them on their hind legs. I really wish they kind of did a Pokemon where it just continues to stay on its all fours. The same way that Tepig could have stayed on all fours and been a fire boar Pokemon. The same way, Pokemon like Litten, went into its bipedal form. But I just can't fathom what they did to Fennekin. Braixen was pretty cool. It was going down the right direction, and I think if they would have just continued with that subtle kind of witch theme that they were going with, would have been great. I know that they were going for the mage theme with the fire stick, using it as like a magical wand, and it's supposed to have the mage outfit and all of that, but I just think design wise it just does not look good. It's just a very unattractive looking Pokemon to look at. And competitive wise, 534 base stats. You got 100 special defense. Special attack is pretty okay. Its speed is pretty decent compared to most starter Pokemon, but its ability, Magician's Hands, I think it is, where it just steals the held item of a Pokemon. That's what you got, Delphox. That's what you're gonna do. You're just gonna steal everything because you can't get anything else. Nobody likes you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Delphox is just not a good Pokemon at all. And I love when I see Delphox on a competitive team, so I could just smack it in the face with a Hydro Pump or something like that and knock it right on the floor. But Delphox, easily my least favorite starter evolution Pokemon. And you know that Delphox is probably the most disliked starter Pokemon when you see Braixen, which is its previous evolution, get more love than Delphox. Not even just in the games, but in the anime. The Pokemon Company themselves use Braixen more. Braixen was in Pokken Tournament as an actual fighter, not Delphox. Braixen was used as a main character in the Pokemon anime, not Delphox. It just goes to show that they, I think, also realized that they kind of screwed up, and they're kind of like dismissing Delphox as the final evolution and having Braixen be that final evolution or that main Pokemon that they use for the Fennekin line. So there you go. There you have it. That is my top 5 most disliked final starter evolution Pokemon. So as I mentioned before, please leave a comment in the comment section below on which starters you dislike the most. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe to Team Next Phase for more amazing content from all of our amazing team members. So until next time, it's Axel signing out.